All right, everybody, welcome to this Untitled media podcast we got going on here. We missed a week last week for personal reasons for every person, but we're back. So, as always, I'm Zack.
I'm Nick.
I'm Maddie. Oh, I
Look at
cut you
that.
off.
It's all good. I think they
I'm just
can
really
tell
excited.
who's Nick and who's
Yeah,
Maddie
Chris.
between the two of us.
I was
But
thinking
yeah,
of
yeah.
a mixed name for us, but it's not really coming to mind. Like
Yeah.
Natty.
Natty.
Natty. I like that. Like Natty Ice.
There you go.
Party time.
But yeah, but like I was saying right before we started this, so yeah, the division supposed to be another division beta coming out in the 18th to the 21st of February, and that'd be pretty sweet.
Who's saying that? Like, what rumor?
It's everywhere.
Facebook, yeah, and Twitter. But
So,
it hasn't
like-
been confirmed by Ubisoft yet. But
Yeah,
Okay.
like IGN, or not IGN. I'm sorry, not IGN. Xbox, like Italy or Australia or something like that, posted a picture of like a dashboard type thing, and it said Division Beta 18th to the 21st of February, open beta for everybody to play. You don't need a code or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I'll probably hop in
So-
on that because everybody's talking about it, but I haven't done anything with the previous betas yet. And it'll let me know if I should pick up the game at launch.
Is
Oh,
that
man.
fun?
You need to pick up the game. All right, so I played like 26 hours of the beta that happened a couple weeks ago, and they only give you one story mission to run through, and they give you a ton of side missions, like a shit ton of collectibles, and in the open world, the regular side of the world, I guess, where there's no other players, it's just you, and like if you invite your friends, you can run around and just do the story. Like, it's so big and open and detailed and shit, and it's awesome. There's just so much to do, but the fucking meat and potatoes of the division is the dock zone, and it was fucking so good. I have a video on my YouTube because I just found out that you can upload clips from your Xbox directly into YouTube,
Yeah.
and I did not know that.
I think you
So-
could do it for like a while.
Yeah, and I never knew that, so I was looking it up on Google. I was like, oh, how do I get my fucking Xbox videos to YouTube? And it was like, oh, just go to YouTube and you can hit upload and it'll take clips right
But
away like that. So I
just
was like,
press
that's
this one
fucking
button.
awesome. Yeah, right. So, but I uploaded 2 clips and it's in the same spot. So what happened was, me and my buddy. The first time it was me and my buddy. We went rogue, and you climb up this one ladder. So going rogue, I don't know if you guys played, but going rogue means if you're in the dock zone, which is the PvP area, you go in and they have there's PvE and PvP in there, and you kill people and you get gear. But if you kill another player, you go rogue, and there's a timer on your head, and people can see you because you have a red skull over your head.
So it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, where
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, and Red Dead Redemption too. How like you if you kill a bunch of people, they see you on the map and everything. And
There's a bounty on your head.
I'm
Exactly.
scared because the first time I played Grand Theft Auto, I spawned in and I was like, what do I do? This guy pulls up and tries running me over with his car, pulls out a machine gun. I'm like, oh my God, someone help me.
Please
well-
help.
Yeah.
well, GTA 5 had. I feel like it'll be different in the division to an extent. Obviously, you're gonna have those fucking dickheads who, as soon as you spawn in, they're sitting there waiting to kill you.
I mean, that makes it fun because it's funny.
Yeah, exactly. So what we did was, that's what we were doing. It was the last day of the beta, and we were like, you know what, we're gonna be dicks. So me and my buddy found somebody that was by himself, killed him, and then 3 other people just came running around the corner. We were like, fuck, dude. So we
Uh-oh.
ran, and there's this ladder that goes to this enclosed area on a rooftop, and the ladder's the only way up. So
Camp the ladder.
yeah,
so we just camped the ladder, and as more people come up, we would just kill them, and your rogue timer will go up. And once you hit level 5, you're like most wanted. Like your thing goes gold, everybody can see you on the map and everything, and you have to survive for 5 minutes. But
Now-
every time you kill someone, your timer goes back up.
Now, can they
I'm
see you only on the minimap, like from anywhere, like you're highlighted on the minimap, or can they see you like through walls, a la like?
Like, yeah, do you have a beacon or something that goes off, or?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember too much about hunting a most wanted person. I've done it, but I wasn't paying attention to whether or not I could see them through the wall. But I know for sure you can see them on the mini map. So the gold skulls up there, and so everybody was trying to come, and our timer kept going down. And you know what killed me the first time I did it was I was yelling because I was so hyped that I'm just sitting there yelling at my buddy to fucking kill people and shit.
Shooter!
And my Connect picked up something, and it brought up something onto my Connect on my screen, and it froze my guy in
I
place.
sit there and I scream at it. I'm like, Xbox mute, and it doesn't listen. But if I'm walking by or someone says Xbox in passing, it's like, oh, what do you want? And
Dude,
Xbox, turn off. Yes.
I shit you not. I've been playing Madden, and like I'll be down like a touchdown, and I'm driving down the field, and I shit you not, this has happened. So my dog will just come up and bark, and it'll call a timeout. And I'm like, you have got to be fucking kidding me.
I wanted to get back to the topic of PvP, and I wanted to say, I feel like those games just like bring out the worst in humanity.
Oh yeah.
I played
absolutely.
Rust, which
It's
is where you start naked, you have nothing, you have to get all your wood, stone, build your house. And people were like the governor in that game. Like, they were terrible. They would go around and murder people just
Wait,
because
what
they
game
thought
is
it was
this?
funny. It's called Rust. It's
Oh, yeah, yeah.
terrifying. I've never had a adrenaline rush until I played that game. I started to after when I played Rainbow Six, but that game's terrifying.
I watched I think it was Rust, the most hilarious video of this guy who was shooting at people, and
and claimed he had nothing, just a rock.
yeah. So then he took all of his gear off and everything, and then just picked up this rock, and he was like, "Oh yeah, man, that guy ran over there. Can you just let me in? Like I need something." He needed something out of these people's house, and they were like, "Oh, if you kill us, we're gonna be really pissed." So they opened the door and they came out, and it goes to slow motion, and he just busts out like this AK-47 and he starts shooting them.
One time we spawned in and everybody was like naked with a rock, but one of us had a bow and arrow, and a random came up and was trying to kill us. And the guy with an arrow was like, I don't know who to shoot, because we all looked exactly the same.
So what exactly is the point of that game?
The point is to survive. So I don't know, they've done a lot of different things with it now, but you build up your house and your resources and your defenses, and you collect all this stuff. But it kind of snowballs, like, because one clan's more powerful, they'll kind of dominate the map, and that's when a lot of the smaller, like, level guys all band together to overtake the people who are bullying everyone. Like, we had a guy on our server doing taxes. He'd like come to our house and he'd be like, bring out the wench, talking about me. I'd be like, I'm not coming out. You're just going to kill me.
Because that sounds like a good idea.
He was like, well, I'm going to get all of my C4 and I'm going to blow up your house, because you can blow up into people's houses and steal all their stuff. It's very defeating when they steal all your stuff, because you put hours into building everything and it can just be gone like that.
Yeah,
That's
I hear
bullshit.
it's actually a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
fun,
scary.
but it's like an absolute pain in the ass to get into because everybody is an asshole. Like if you start off with nothing, you're just getting killed.
You know, we ended up partnering up with a guy who had built a tower that was a maze. Like, each floor he got to, there was 3 doors, and one actually went up, but the other 2 were duds. So people would have to waste their C4. We ended up banding together with him, but when we got to the door, we were like, let us in, it's us. And he was like, I don't trust you.
How do I know it's you?
I was like, you have to, or we're going to die.
What's the password?
Yeah. You could hear him walking down the stairs, like, and opening the door, shutting it. It was pretty funny.
That sounds like a video game horror movie.
It is. People are terrible. The first time we got raided, I was walking down like the road and a guy was following me, but I was like, oh, he's fine. And I went to my house and he was scouting. So like he brought all his friends back to our house. And they stole everything.
Good job.
We learned
Shoulda
our
took care of
lesson.
'em.
Whenever you go back to your house, don't let anyone see you.
Jeez, man, that's nerve wracking. I don't know if I'd be able to handle it because I get so angry at the stupidest shit that like if somebody just stole all my belongings, I'd have heart failure.
It kind of goes back to I think it was DayZ when that was originally huge, and there was like people who would like abduct people in game and then have them like fight to the death with
Yeah,
other people that they
would do
abducted.
that. They had like a coliseum on our. They'd catch like people with rocks, and then they'd be like, "Fight, and whoever survives gets to leave." And then they'd kill the winner anyway.
Jeez,
You
this
guys
sounds
are
like
sadistic. Like, what do you do for a living?
sounds like Roman Colosseum slave times. Like,
Yes.
jeez, I feel like I'm watching a video game version of Spartacus.
There's some pretty funny videos of like smaller clans banding together to overtake the bullies because it's always a good feeling when like all
That
the
they
little
did
guys
it.
get together and just overtake like the dicks on the server.
So this is like just completely off topic, but it just popped in my head because I was just thinking of a bunch of people banding together to fight something. Do you think in the Warcraft movie somebody's gonna yell Leroy Jenkins?
Oh wow!
Yes,
I mean-
and I'm gonna be pissed because people always have to ruin my movie experiences.
But
They
like,
have to like light up their lightsabers during the movie or like scream during Star Wars. Like, just chill out. It's a movie. Just let
Now,
us
do you
enjoy
think-
it.
do you think there'll be a character in the movie called Leroy Jenkins?
I don't think so. Only because this is a Warcraft movie, not a World of Warcraft movie, and World of
they don't
Warcraft
wanna do
takes
that.
place much later in the timeline.
Yeah, I still think it would be funny.
Who is Leroy Jenkins? Like, I know the video, but did it ever come out like who he is as a human being?
Yeah, he's just. I mean, he's just a player. Him and his group, they staged the whole thing.
Oh, it was staged.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
sad.
But like,
Why'd you tell me that?
well, sorry for ruining Leroy
I'm
Jenkins for
coming
you,
up with
but
32.33 repeating.
eating, of course. Yep. Let me
For
do some number
survival.
crunching.
I
But
like,
yeah.
I like.
God
after
damn it, Leroy.
After he runs in, they're just like, "Oh my god, did he just run in?"
I'm ready.
Police
Go,
action.
go. I can't move.
You know what else? You know what else that reminds me of? And Maddie, you were the one who showed me this, and it's. I just watched it the other day again, and it was hilarious. Was Greg Jennings
Oh my god.
so good?
I feel like I have to watch that because it's the Super Bowl today.
Oh man, have you guys ever seen that video?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So oh Maddie, you explain it because you're the one who explained it to
Greg
me. And that's what made
Jennings
me wanna
is a
watch it.
football player, and in is it Madden? In a
Yeah.
Madden game, his like leg breaks the character, but he's like running down the football field and is gonna get a touchdown. But the guy is just like, "Look at this shit! This guy has a broken leg," and he's like just shit talking so hard.
The
I don't know,
hardest
you have
hidden
to watch
safety
it.
in the league.
Yeah. He gets the touchdown though, and it's just hilarious. It's like a glitch in the game because the guy's running so fast with a broken leg.
And he's holding his leg as he's running. He's like, "I carry this team on my back."
He's like, "I put the team on my back." So pissed. It's pretty funny though. What are other good YouTube
Fuck
videos?
Gumby.
There's
Yeah,
a there's a pretty good wrestling one. I forget the name of the video, but basically they have it so that you know how in all of the wrestling games or wrestling in general, everybody has like their stage entrance and it's like the huge thing.
Yeah.
Well, basically I don't know if it was a glitch or if they designed it to be this way, but it opens up on the stage and then the wrestler just comes from off the top of the screen, falls down and slams and hits the ground and gets back up.
RKO.
It's a really good UFC collaboration of glitches.
Oh, I saw that.
Like guys are just rubber banding all over the place. It's pretty fun.
And they're doing commentary for it like it's really happening.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Joe Rogan and somebody else.
yeah.
I kind of went back to like the E-Bombs world. Do you guys remember that?
Oh,
That
yeah.
was like
Is
when
that-
I first started watching.
Is that still a thing?
Yes. It's not as good, of course. But remember the Will Ferrell video where that little girl's like swearing
Oh
at him?
yes.
Oh yeah.
I feel old. That stuff's so old now.
Isn't that his daughter?
That's his daughter. Yeah.
That was hilarious.
That was so good.
Everything from like the E-bombs and albino black sheep days are like, you look back on it now, it's like, hey, that's what I grew up on the internet with, and
Yeah.
everybody else is like, what's that?
What about Stick Death? Do you ever go to Stick Death?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Stick
used to
Death,
love
Stick
that
Page.
site.
It's so weird because, like, I watch documentaries and stuff now on technology, and you look at the younger kids, and, like, they have no idea. They've never lived without it.
Yeah,
We
I
got
just
to
crazy.
see, like, all this stuff blossom. Like, we're filming a podcast right now. We can all see each other. It's crazy.
Right? We would have had to do this over a landline, and then can't be on the internet, or you
Oh,
can't
God.
use your phone.
Somebody picked up the
Calling
phone,
the
made a
dial-up.
phone call, whole thing ruined.
Oh, God, worst thing in the world.
get off the phone. I need to go on the internet.
Yeah.
When AIM used to be a thing.
Oh my God,
Oh,
remember
yeah.
when you signed in, the door opened, and then when you signed off, the door closed?
Everybody had their away messages set up, and it was some stupid message that
Did-
thought you were cool.
Did you guys make your profile, like, really cool? Like, you thought about what to write in it for a really long time?
Oh, absolutely. That's like my MySpace name. I used to always have some stupid thing for my MySpace name. And
Oh
it was
man,
hilarious.
my aim was back when everybody had the pretty much the dawn of the terrible usernames, like
Oh, yeah.
the XX, birth year 92, 91, 89,
Oh.
whatever, and but my MySpace was notorious for, like, I was in a phase. It's not a phase, Mom. I was in a phase
Were you
where
seeing-
I was in a phase where you could get like those custom playlists on your MySpace of all your favorite
yeah.
songs, and I would just
Oh,
load it
yeah.
up and up,
Oh,
and
yeah.
everybody would be like, Nick, I go to your MySpace for all the music, and I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I still remember that picture of Tom in his white t-shirt sitting by that chalkboard, the creator of MySpace. Do you guys remember that?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
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 He
You know,
always had
like-
Dashboard Confessional on his page. That's how I found out about them. The band.
Like Justin Timberlake, I think, owns like half of MySpace now or something.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's him.
Have
I think
you-
it's mainly for music now.
Oh.
Have you guys gone back to MySpace since? I went back like I don't know how long ago, but man,
would-
it is, wow. That's all I, can
can't
say.
get on.
2 years ago. It was, yeah. Just
I don't remember my email and password.
So I guess getting on the topic of like older stuff, I remember like when I first got Xbox Live and what an experience that was for me to
Yeah.
have somebody. I was at a computer place because back in the day you used to play to go on a pay to go. But somebody picked me up and I asked my brother, like, why are they picking me up? The computer's acting weird. And he was like, that's a real person. And I was just like in 5th grade, like, what is going on? Yeah. But it's
Yeah, I
just come
remember-
so far. Like, the division's crazy compared to what we used to play.
Right? I used to rent consoles from Blockbuster, and now I have them all in my living room.
Consoles?
Yeah.
You could rent consoles?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
What?
What?
Yeah,
Wait, what's Blockbuster?
Right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Blockbuster.
Redbox for the kids out there. Redbox.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but Redbox and Netflix both went to Blockbuster with their business ideas. And Blockbuster was like, that's stupid. We're not doing
Yep.
it. And they just blew Blockbuster up.
It's
And then
stupid, huh?
Blockbuster came out with a video kiosk like Redbox, and it tanked because no one was using
They did it too late. They did it
Yeah.
after Redbox came out. There was already a loyal fan base. It's their fault. I have no sadness for them.
Yeah, it's just, what's crazy is, so I'm up here in North Dakota, and there is 2 video rental stores right down the street. And
Is it
This-
family video?
it's like Premiere Video and Magic Video Store or something, and they still get a lot of business. There's always people in there, man. I don't get it.
Yeah,
It's
there's
just
one video
convenient.
store by my place called Pick a Flip, and it's still crazy busy. But
I don't get it, man.
I
I mean,
do
maybe it's
kind
like
of miss getting, like, there's some stuff you can't download online, obviously, or get on Instant Queue, but I miss being able to go into a Blockbuster and just find that movie and watch it. Because on
Yeah,
Netflix, I have to order it on the disc, and it comes like a week later or whatever.
that's
Yeah,
true.
there's
'Cause-
that whole nostalgia type thing, right? Like date night with your wife or whatever. Go look through the movie store and actually talk about what you want to see. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
Redbox is
Kind of
cool, but it's
understand
pretty limited. I don't know.
Yeah, and the video store gets. I think they get movies the day they release on DVD. So like, if you really wanted to see something, you could go, and you don't have to wait for it on Netflix or anything.
But
Yeah.
you're also supporting somebody local as opposed to a
Yeah,
big
that's
business.
very,
That's
very
probably
true.
one of the big things.
The
Very
one
true.
thing that does make me really sad is the whole Borders debacle. And did you guys see Amazon's now opening bookstores?
Are
Oh
you
God.
kidding me?
yeah.
No,
I
it's like
spent
a
so much time in
circle.
Borders. Spent so much time in Borders, and now they're not around.
You know what they kind of messed up on though, and we're really big at my store? People can't just come in and read our stuff.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
will tell you to stop reading it because you can't just come in and read it and put it back. Like we need you to buy something to stay alive. And then when
Yeah.
people come in and they're like, "Oh, I get it online or I do this." I'm like, "Don't do that because you don't want the physical comic books to not sell. Like that's a really cool thing that you don't want to die out."
I would be pissed.
Yeah,
If
I've
that
only
ever
recently gotten into comics, but I still prefer physical books and things over the e-readers. It's just it's not convenient because I have to carry books. Like the whole Song of Ice and Fire collection is like this large in a stack.
Oh yeah.
But man, I can't get over not having a book.
Lost isn't even the same. Like when I'm reading a comic book and I look at Fiona Staples' artwork and she does Saga, she's amazing. It's not the same on a computer. You have to like scroll down. You can't
Yeah.
look at it in its entire piece.
Just scroll past the image. Okay, I want to get to the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like that. I'm the same way with games too. Like, I do have digital games and everything, but I like having the game collection, like of cases to look at and everything. So
Yeah, I do too, but it's cheaper to go digital for me. And
Yeah.
there are certain games where I gotta have the physical copy. Like The Witcher 3 had to be physical for me. The Nathan Drake collection needed the physical copy. Like iconic games that I absolutely love, I have to go physical. I hate
See,
buying.
I
even
don't know
my
if you guys do this, but you can family share on Xbox. So I've done with some people is share our accounts, and then you can just split the cost of a digital game, and you both get it.
Yeah,
but don't you have to give them your? But like, all right, so that's just pretty much me downloading my Xbox profile on somebody else's Xbox,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can make it so that the only way they can sign in is with a password. So like they would never be able to get on your account again. It's like nice though because you can split like the digital cost of like some stupid games. But I agree, like I would like to have physical copies of some of the games that I buy.
I would just be worried about not that like I would obviously do it with somebody I trust, but still just like having my debit card information there for
That
somebody to.
I don't think that they don't get your debit card information or anything. You literally just do it like your email and password to sign in, and then you like set it as the home, and then you make it where like they can only sign in again with the password.
So since I signed in on there one time, they'll have all my digital games.
Yep.
PS3 used to do something very similar. Like me and my friend, he used to have a bunch of games that I wouldn't have, and I had a bunch of games that he didn't have. And I gave him my account information, and he gave me his. Then you just like download the game once, and then never sign into the other profile again, and that game is there for you to play.
On Xbox, you have to set theirs as so like you set their gamer tag or whatever as the home for the Xbox. So you can only have technically one person as your home. So say like I took yours, Zach, I could only get games from you, but I could give out my account to 7 people, if that makes sense. So I could give my account information to all you guys, but you could only have mine set as your home to get games from me.
You can do that with the PS4 as well, but it is kind of gets kind of tricky because you got to set his as your home console, and then your home console becomes his, and you got to play with it a little bit. But there is a way to get it to work.
So
It's
that's how
pretty
it is with Xbox too.
Yeah.
So he would make his like my home console, and I would make mine his home console for the
Yeah.
profile.
Yeah.
And then I just did it with somebody, and I got Rainbow Six, all the games they've ever digitally downloaded, and it's like really nice. And then we
I have
can
about-
split via PayPal or whatever the cost.
I have about 30 digital games on my Xbox One right now.
Everybody
buddy-
asks Zack.
And my buddy has like only 3 games in the disc base, so like I wanted to do it with him, but like I don't know.
There's no trade.
No
Yeah,
trade value.
well, not only that, I'm not worried about that because I have a ton of games, so I'm not worried about him giving me something because altogether I think I have about 50 or 60 Xbox One games, so it's just I'm not worried about that. Like I haven't even touched Metal Gear Solid 5 yet. I haven't even opened it, so it's not like I don't have something to play. It's just I wanted him to have more to play so we can have stuff to play together, co-op and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've been totally going on a nostalgia trip for like since Tuesday. I picked up the new Digimon game. Not a super amazing game. It's kind of easy, but man, just the nostalgia if you like Digimon is completely there. It's like a better Pokemon.
Digimon, digital monsters. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh
I
yeah,
haven't seen
like
that
a
in so
physical
long.
copy and everything.
Ah, they're all
Does
the
it have-
same.
Does it have the opening, like the Digimon opening?
No, it doesn't.
Oh man.
I loved the original Digimon series. I actually just watched through the first couple of seasons a few months ago. So good.
When I was younger, I was like, I don't like Digimon. I like Pokemon. But then when I'd get home from school, I'd like turn it on.
Digimon was awesome.
Really like that.
Closet
Yeah.
Digimon fan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
Digimon hate it. Yes, Digimon, digital monsters.
I was loyal to Pokemon, and it felt kind of
You-
like a ripoff.
you can like
just
them
Yu-Gi-Oh
both.
did.
You can like them both.
I mean, to be fair, I'm skeptical of Yu-Gi-Oh fans. I don't
Oh,
know how I
but,
feel
well,
about you in
yeah,
person.
those
I liked
part
Yu-Gi-Oh.
of the cards,
I like
though.
I like the original Yu-Gi-Oh. I like the
GX and
GX and
5Ds or
all
something.
that. Like I was like, nope, I want nothing to do with that. Give me Yu-Gi, or I don't want it.
I don't know why, but the people who like play Yu-Gi-Oh are the worst. Like they still have a card game, and that
Oh, it's huge still.
fan base is terrible. Like it's where all the predators are, and like, ugh.
I never
I would
got
imagine
into
you'd see some
Yu-Gi-Oh.
of that at
And
your
the
store.
Pokemon fans are better. We still
Yeah,
have a
no,
franchise and a card game.
Pokemon's still really popular with younger kids. I'm like really surprised, but they come in like guns blazing, like I want Pokemon cards. I'm like, this is how I felt when I was younger. This is awesome.
But they don't know what it's like when you open a little pack and get sewage in, and you feel like you're the fucking man.
The
Yeah.
other day, one of them came in and they were asking me for like a specific card. I had no idea what she was talking about. But when we got down to like the end of it, I guess they were rare cards that are in
Unless
instant
sewage is-
poison.
So
No.
Zach, I'm
Sewage
not.
is Yu-Gi-Oh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you remember, Zach, but last year of high school for us, which was a little while ago.
Yeah, a little while.
Yeah, just a little bit. I totally got back into a Yu-Gi-Oh kick and brought Yu-Gi-Oh card battling back to our high school, and I went so far as to buy those huge booster boxes, not even the
Oh.
booster packs. And then once everybody else started playing it, I was like, oh, well, they're bringing in all of these newer cards because I would only get the first, like, couple
Yeah.
sets of Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're like, no, I got these 5Ds cards and they totally destroy all of what you have. I was like, okay, I'm done with this.
I did
Right.
that with Magic the Gathering with a couple of buddies recently.
Wait, did you get Battle for Zendikar or Gatewatch?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I was gonna
There's
say I
like
haven't the
51.
slightest idea what you're talking about.
But like, yeah, I brought in all my old Magic the Gathering cards, and my one buddy got it super into it, bought a whole bunch of brand new ones, and they just absolutely destroyed me. So overpowered compared to the original cards.
I'm worried because I'm starting to get into that mindset where I'm like, well, I could buy a booster box and make my money back. Because a lot of people do.
Yeah.
There's like $200 Expedition Land cards, and that's like a really big one. But you almost always make your money back on it. It's like $115 or something. It's crazy, though. People get cases, which is like 9 of the booster boxes.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I could never go that far. I mean, I thought the booster boxes were bad, but a whole case, man.
How much does that run?
It's like over $500.
Jesus fucking Christ, man. Holy shit.
If that's your hobby, and I always say this working at a comic book shop, because we get people passing by from the bar and they're like, that's so fucking stupid. Who does that stuff? And I'm like, fuck you. If you enjoy doing something and it doesn't affect other people, like, then do it. But if that's their hobby, like, I don't mind too much, but I couldn't personally do it. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Obviously, like my video game hobby runs me fucking a stupid amount of money.
Oh yeah.
But that's the one thing I hate is you have these people who will bash like video games or comic books and like cosplay and everything or like watching, and I see memes on this all the time and shit, and like watching like Twitch, watching somebody play a video game, but you'll have people who play fantasy football will dress up in jerseys and fucking watch a football game. Like, what the fuck's the difference?
Somebody came in the other day wearing a Captain America shirt and told me that comic books were stupid. I was like, hold up. Wait a minute. What did you just say to me?
Do you see her shirt?
That's yeah, I hate that shit. That's like probably somebody who watched the movie, liked the movie, and bought a T-shirt and thinks he's fucking cool.
I get not reading comic books, and one thing I'll never understand is people spend a lot of money to get a CGC comic, which is a 9.8, which is a comic that's never been opened before. So it's like in a case, and they're really expensive, so they'll get first appearances or whatever. I couldn't do that. But you can still respect that that character was created in a comic book. The entire concept, a lot of the plots from the movie are in the comic books, so you can't say they're stupid.
Yeah.
The biggest property in the movie business right now, there's nothing bigger right now than superheroes. And they wouldn't be there without comic books, so you have to respect the medium and the source material and all that shit. Like, people, it's just, if they don't like it, it's stupid. Like, I don't like Magic and I don't like basketball and shit, but I don't bash it just because I don't watch it and I don't play it. Like,
I mean, I'm a football fan. I would venture to say a lot of the people are kind of like jock-ish. Like, they're the guys who probably bullied people in high school. But I don't sit there and go, well, you're stupid for liking this.
Yeah, exactly.
You like football. What's 2 + 2?
Yeah.
Like, I respect the people who came before us, who went through all of the bullying and being treated poorly for playing Magic, Dungeons and Dragons, liking comic books, because they persisted, and now it's kind of mainstream and accepted. But they went through all of that for us. You know what I mean?
Especially Dungeons and Dragons. Like,
oh god,
man, those kids got such a bad rep back in the day.
People
I play
D&D.
D&D.
Need to get out, because that's one of the first, arguably the first RPG ever. Yeah. And what would you be doing with video games if it wasn't for D&D?
It's still huge. It's so big.
I've been wanting to get into it. I just never really have had a group of friends that played it. So.
It's a time sink, a really huge time sink. I just made actually a new character on Thursday. Took me about 3 hours to do that, and we didn't even play any of the campaign yet. So if you got the time.
You explain. So what I gather from D&D is it's like you make your own character and your own scenarios, and you kind of just venture from there. Is that?
Yeah. So it's a bunch of improv. Mostly, like, okay, so the game master will usually have, okay, he roughly wants this to happen. So he has specific plot points that you guys are going to end up hitting. Most of the time based on your characters, because you come with the backstories, what class your character is, everything.
Is it roleplay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the first role-playing game, like, ever.
because I know
That's
my
crazy.
my cousin is huge. When I say huge, man, my cousin is so. Maybe I'll get him on here one day. He's so big into it, and like, man, like he has so many characters and fucking world set up, and like
That's
every time I
awesome.
play with him on Xbox, he's like, "Oh, hold on, I gotta do a move on the computer or something," and he does it, and he goes to events and he does it and shit. I'm sorry, Nick, I didn't even cut you off. You can finish, but it's all role playing. Like you do it all in a room with people, right? You're literally
Yeah.
like playing out your character.
Yeah. Sometimes if you can't, like, right now, for instance, we're all over the country, so we are talking through the web. You can do it that way too. There are online places where you can host games and play your campaign, but everybody's in a room. The most intimidating thing to everybody is like, oh, the dice. I don't know when or what to do with all the dice. You have a game master there to help you through all of that, but your story is completely determined by you. Like, we've had a situation where one of my characters in a game, one of his drawbacks was once he gets something in his head, you just can't stop him from doing what he has in his head.
That's funny.
So what happened was we were in a battle with like one of the big bad guys who we had been fighting with for like since the beginning of the campaign, and my character makes like explosives and potions, things like that. But he's also super destructive to him and everyone around him. So he thought it would be a brilliant idea to run up a two-story building from the inside, not up the wall. Jump off the building above where all the action is happening, spike down this huge explosive. Everybody, including my party and then me, takes like massive damage. And
How do you
yeah,
determine like the damage and like who wins and like how do you?
Dice rolls and
yep. So everybody, of course, like you would in any RPG game or any game with like abilities, uh, they're all determined by numbers. Like, okay, this stat is higher than this guy's stat, and then you roll dice for like extra modifiers. And a lot of games will have something in place where if you hit between this number and this number, it does no damage. If you hit between this number and this number, it does okay damage. Or if you get above that, it's just like a critical hit.
It's
That's
pretty
insane.
interesting.
The thought
Like I-
that got into making that game is crazy.
I started to play one campaign with a buddy of mine like ages ago, and my biggest setback for it was the books. I was
Oh,
under the
yeah.
impression that you needed a bunch of the books yourself, and since I was the youngest of three kids being raised by a single mother, didn't really have the money to be spending $40 on each book. So that was the biggest setback for me as a kid. Do you actually still need your own set of books for it?
Luckily, most of so the person who really only needs the books is the dungeon master. Only because that has all the information for all the enemies that you might run into. Of course, you can like adjust them to be whatever you want them to be, but they have a lot of good templates, I guess, for you to follow. But the good thing that a lot of the games do is they have all of their books in PDF form, most of the time free. So you don't need to really buy the books anymore. You can just download them and then start there.
All right.
I mean, obviously the books are like good for the brand, but I think a lot of the people who come in and get those are the people who have been doing it forever and they just want to like spice things up, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Now, what's bigger, D&D or Warhammer?
Oh,
I would say D&D, but
Yeah.
D&D is
probably.
easier to get into. 'Cause
yeah.
Because this is a D&D tabletop game too, right?
Well, D&D is all tabletop. Like,
Oh, because I don't know. I just know Warhammer is like one of the biggest tabletop games you can play.
I don't want to get off the topic of D&D, but I'm kind of curious coming from like my standpoint of where I work, what tabletop games you guys play other than, if any.
I've played them like when I've gone to PAX. When I went to PAX East, I played just I went. They have a huge section of PAX that's all card battling and tabletop.
Mm-hmm.
So I went over there and I was checking it out and I don't know, man. Like has a really steep learning curve.
Yeah.
It's tough to get into and everything, but there were people that were so in. It's cool to watch, like all the figurines and everything, and like a lot of them are hand painted and just
For
all kinds of.
anyone who's watching, or you guys even, Will Wheaton does a tabletop show.
Yep.
And he was in Stand By Me and Star Trek. He's really funny. But he'll play it like with his wife and stuff. They're hilarious. And he makes it really easy to understand. You can kind of get like the concept of the board game. The hardest thing about board games I've learned, and we have demos and stuff, is just that initial like first playing game and learning the rules, because no one wants to go through the rule book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the barrier of entry is high. Not as high as like say trying to learn League or Smite because you've never played a MOBA before, but once you get past that first initial game, maybe 1 or 2 games, you can get in pretty easily because everything is kind of similar, and then just adjust the rules slightly to make it their own between tabletop games.
I know exactly where to direct people, because the way I got into it at first was very like kind of easy, like Ticket to Ride and King of Tokyo. I don't know if you guys have heard of those, but then it went into more strategy-based games that were like Settlers of Catan, or a 4-hour game called like Eldritch Horror.
Yep.
So you have to like slowly integrate yourself into like learning these games by doing the easier ones first.
Yeah, like it's pretty basic overall. There's a lot of like pre-planning and like planning for later stages in the game, but I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It's a game called Lords of Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my friends, we played like a 4-hour game of that between 6 people like last weekend, and yeah, it's super fun.
It's daunting. King of Tokyo is like a game I feel like everybody would like, but it's basically like Yahtzee, but you're like these characters like Godzilla and these giant monsters, and you can fight each other. So it adds the prospect to Yahtzee that you can kill the other players. And you can also roll for hearts and get like power-ups. So it gets like crazy because there's a person just trying to get enough points to like win, because once you get to 20, you win. And then there's the bruiser who's just like, I'm going to roll for punches and kill all of you. That's like a good one to get into tabletop games, though.
I don't know anybody around here that would be into that. Like I'm trying to start up like a video game club here on base and everything, but it's tough to get that kind of thing going.
Do it. There will be people. I've found like the weirdest, like the people you would never expect to like that kind of stuff end up liking it.
Yeah, I just want to hold a Smash Brothers tournament so bad.
Oh yeah.
You do have the internet, so you can do it that way, which is 10 times different than doing it in person.
Man.
But
it's so much better having a crowd of people there, and there's 2 or 4 people playing Smash Bros. And like you got a fucking combo going and shit, and people just go crazy.
I was watching it on Twitch, and I was like, "This is really intense."
Oh,
like crazy.
I watch Evo every year it comes around.
Oh,
Every year. All of the comebacks that can happen, just the tension in like watching Street Fighter. It's not Hadouken spam. It's okay, I'm just gonna try and read your moves, figure out what you're doing. Like there's never anything more intense than when Evo comes around, and I just see all these high level players making these combos, if you're playing Marvel vs. Capcom, that are impossible for somebody like me to ever pull off. These you have one character with like 20% health and they still have 3 characters, and you come back and win it. Where else can that happen?
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
I love how last year that one guy had won a round at Evo. I think it was Street Fighter. Stood up and started celebrating, and there was still 1 round left to go.
Oh, took his shirt off. Yep.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Did you ever see the video of the? It was this black kid and this white kid, and this white kid I guess was like a geek, and they were talking trash to each other online. So they finally met up at the tournament.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
And the geeky white kid like whooped this kid's ass, and he was like, "How does it feel to have my like dick in your mouth or something like that?" And I was like, "Whoa, man, coming out of nowhere with that."
Yeah, a lot of rivalries can happen, but it's just like, man, I'm competent at fighting games. Like I can hold my own, but they're just like on a completely different level.
Mortal
Right?
Kombat was crazy. I got so nerdy. I wrote like my combos on note cards and put it on the side of my TV to learn, because it's like a learning, I don't know, it's a learning experience and a lot of
Oh, yeah.
memorization. But then
That's
you get to the point where you're just trying to figure out how to counter someone. And it's a cool concept for a game.
speaking of writing notes down and everything and all that. I've seen a ton of people who have been doing that with The Witness.
The
And
Witness, yes.
I haven't played it yet, but I've watched a bunch of podcasts and just in all the different groups I'm in on Facebook and everything. People talk about it and they say like, oh, they'll write down like clues and like how to do certain things and The Witness and everything, and like because there's over like hundreds of puzzles in that game. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to try that game. But...
So since we're talking about The Witness, there has been a recent outcry against The Witness for not including people who are colorblind, and I think there was something else, deaf, or just have like hearing issues in general, because there's a lot of audio cues in The Witness. What do you guys feel about people saying that this game isn't including everyone who might be wanting to play The
I mean,
Witness?
like, come on.
yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean,
I get like being pissed, but I feel like people specifically, I bet there's so many other games that don't offer that stuff, but
Yeah.
like they're just gonna go after that because they've made a big deal about it already.
and especially to make like 100% puzzle orientated game, you need those visual cues and those audio cues to at least make it different. Like,
Do you think they made that game and they were like, we're gonna purposely make
Yeah.
it hard for deaf and
Screw
blind
the
people?
colorblind.
Like, yeah, like,
no,
Like-
but
That's like nobody was upset about Portal. How you know if you fucking have the blue one or the orange one
Yeah,
up, or
there you
fucking
go.
shit like that.
There you
Well,
go.
like there's just games like, or if you're playing Splatoon, I don't know which ink is on the ground. I don't know what I
I
gotta
think it is cool. I was playing Smite the other day and I went to my options menu and I saw that there was a color blindness like corrector or something. And that's cool. Like, good for you. That would be a
Right.
cool addition to a game, but you can't be up in arms because like somebody doesn't accommodate you. What kind of society are we living in when everybody has to hold your hand?
Right? That's like when Australia was trying to get Deadpool to be PG-13.
oh yeah,
Because it doesn't fit their rating style. Like that just doesn't work. You can't please everyone, and that crowd is so small compared to the people who like us, the who can hear and see the colors perfectly. Like where
I will say this. I don't know how Australia is, but when I was in England for the month or whatever, they wouldn't show, I was watching a video game show, they wouldn't show characters being shot. Like, they will
Really?
not show violence on TV, but sex-wise, like, they'd have sex scenes and they were dropping F-bombs and they were just really, like, comfortable with that stuff. And I thought, like, how weird is this? Like, because we live in a society where violence is more accepted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's something along those lines. But that was just so crazy. Every time, it was like a Twitch stream almost. Every time they would go to shoot somebody, it would change, like, the view to him talking.
oh
And
god,
it'd be like, it wouldn't show. I was like, how are you supposed to do a Call of Duty episode where you can't show anyone being shot?
yeah, that's ridiculous. The censorships around. I mean, I guess we're just so used to it that like, but that's like the norm over there. Like if you're over there, like you're like, oh, that's normal. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
But over here, we're like, what is this blasphemy? I want to see that man's head come off.
this
I'm
this
so
isn't Mortal Kombat.
I
Yeah.
watch things and like they don't even disturb me anymore. I'm like disgusted that it doesn't.
Right.
Torture movies still get me. I can't handle those, but
All
a
the
lot of the
sauce.
stuff in action movies, I just am completely fine with.
Did you guys see the trailer for Doom and how overly violent that looks?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I did not see that.
So what
Oh.
happens in the trailer?
Just watch it because the violence in that trailer is fucking awesome. It looks so good.
Is this a new trailer?
It's the campaign trailer they just released. It's only like a minute long or something like that,
Okay,
but
yeah.
it's really good.
So they had the small section at E3 last year, was it?
What playable?
No, just quick trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
I think they
remember.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
was
saw
only
that one.
like it wasn't a big spotlight, but they definitely had a spot on the stage.
Yeah.
Um, so uh, another going like way off topic and everything. Do you guys think that the new Nintendo is going to be released this year?
Uh,
Not sure.
mm,
I want to say no, just because I feel like all of their consoles and whatever else they release last forever.
Yeah, but all right. So
Yeah.
the Wii U
The Wii U's done.
tanked.
Like, yeah, they're done on that. They are throwing all their meat and potatoes into the NX. Will it come out this year? I don't think so.
But there's
Um,
They have
rumor
to
that
do it right.
it went into production early this year to be. I mean, well, manufacturing early this year to be released in at the end of this year.
yeah,
why wouldn't they have like a solid release date for it if they were even planning for like a holiday release yet though? I
yeah.
mean,
Because
I think they'll announce like either in a Nintendo Direct or really close to E3 for spring next year.
you think so?
Give it some good marketing, and they're going to
Yeah.
take the time to make sure they've got a hit console this time. They can't
Now,
take another hit like the
Well,
Wii
and
U.
then make sure, like, because I know people are still buying, like, the Xbox One and stuff. So
Yeah.
maybe give it some time.
yeah,
well,
releasing it in the middle of the PS4 and Xbox One's life cycle, I feel like it's sending it out to die.
I mean, the
Nintendo
Xbox
has
is
always
going down in
released
price. It's getting to the point where, like, it's been out for enough.
Yeah.
Nintendo has always released their consoles like 1 year or more ahead of time between Microsoft and Sony, and all of the specs on it. Like we saw that with the Wii, standard definition, and then PS3 and Xbox 360 come out supporting full HD,
Yeah.
and so like yeah, the Wii was a huge hit, but speaking from a technical standpoint, it was far inferior.
You know what I
Oh,
don't like about the Wii and, like, those games? Those, like, games retain their price. It's like even used, they're so expensive. They never go down. It's always $60 for, like, the big ones.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
wish, like, I could buy it cheaper. 'Cause I don't want to buy a game that's been out for like 2 years for the same price.
Yeah,
that it
Smash
was
Bros is
initially
still
released.
$60.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. That might just be me being cheap, but
No,
Now, there's
I
there's a
cut-
lot of rumors that their software is gonna be on the
I've
PlayStation
heard
and the
that,
Xbox.
yes.
So-
That they are teaming up with Sony to
Which
get
would-
some of their
No.
software.
Which would mean that Sony and Xbox already know. So I think that the best thing that could possibly happen is Nintendo comes out on stage at like Nintendo Direct or something, and at the very end they're like, "Oh, and fucking Phil Spencer and whoever's the leader of PlayStation fucking come out on the stage with the Nintendo dude, and they announce like they're fucking putting Nintendo software on
you know
the
what's
Xbox."
good though, because no, fuck Xbox. They've screwed me in every way possible for years. Like,
Don't you
we
talk like
pay
that.
more than anyone for like our memberships. It's always going down. It's always broken. Guess who gets effed when they buy Halo MCC, like when it's released, or the Xbox when it's released? It's broken. It doesn't work.
Hey, PlayStation's had its fair share of issues
I mean,
as well.
I've just not
Why?
been happy with Xbox recently. I don't like.
I am super like I'm not gonna lie, I'm biased towards Sony. I've been playing on Sony forever, but
Me too.
I realize that both consoles have their downfalls when it comes to their network issues. Like, yeah, sometimes the other one might be up and running, and then it's like, oh, this one's down again. But like,
Xbox gets DDoS all the time. It's like, to what point does this happen?
Well,
and you
that was
figure out how the
PlayStation
F
last
to
year.
stop
Yeah.
it. Like, what the hell is going on? It happens like every other week.
I don't think it happens nearly as much as Sony gets attacked, though.
no,
Well-
but Sony's attacks, I would say, are less frequent, but they usually get put down for a longer period of time.
Yeah. Yeah, and last year Sony was shut down like very frequent. Now this year it seems to be like Xbox more frequent, but when
Lizard
Sony's
Squad
done, it's
was
longer.
like, we're gonna do it on Christmas, and like did it, and it went down, and I was like, what? Like, were you not prepared? Did you not know? They said they were gonna do it. It's just kind of funny. I don't know how you stop DDoSing. I'm not like a.
You have to just have good, like really good security and have someone like monitor your networks at like all times, because you don't know what kind of like potential these hackers do have to like just completely destroy everything you built up, and
You know
everybody's
what
like,
did freak me out? I was in a Smite game, and a guy I think went in wanting to do this to everyone, but through our party system somehow found out where I lived, what my router information was,
Yeah.
and ended up trying to DDoS my house. And I called
That's
Microsoft and I was like, your security should not be so bad that there's an app somebody can download or on their computer even can get my IP address or my information. He goes, oh, who lives in Milford, Michigan? I was like, at my parents. I was like, just left the party. I was like, I'm getting
nope.
out of here. Like, and I told everybody else leave because somebody found out, and it was scary because when I went onto my account, I could see that somebody had logged in from Washington, and he had changed his like information to look like he was from where Microsoft was headquartered. So you could see that he had like gotten into my account.
that's scary.
Fuck that.
So be careful when those people start doing stuff like that. Leave the party.
Those are the kids that tell you they're gonna fuck your mother.
Well, that's like when he started doing it, I was like, oh, yeah, you're going to DDoS my house. Like, you're a fag, get out. And then, like, that started to happen. I was like, this is starting to get creepy.
This is real life, exit. This is real life.
Yeah. Like, what pissed
He's
me
real.
off-
He's real.
I
Abort.
blocked that guy. I blocked him on Xbox. I called Xbox. We all did and reported him. I got matched up in a game against him. Like 2
Okay.
weeks later, I was like, Microsoft, please
You had one
help.
job.
Yeah, like council ban him. He's scary.
All right, guys. Sorry to do this, but I gotta get going.
It's okay.
Alright, man.
We've got like 3.5 minutes left anyway, so do what you got to do.
All right. Have a
Bye.
good time, guys, and see you next week.
Happy
ya.
Super
Man,
Bowl
take it
Day.
Yeah, you too.
And then there were 3.
Yeah, what do we talk about now?
But
Video
for
Deadpool-
editing.
Deadpool has 100 on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Well, I mean, is it even out?
No,
Like-
but it's 22 reviews and it has 100 still.
How
That's
does it
fucking-
have
But,
reviews
yeah.
if it's not out?
Press screenings.
Oh, that
So
makes sense.
they're press reviews that are 100, not user reviews.
The thing that is weird about Rotten Tomatoes to me is like that rating just means that everybody who's seen it liked it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
It's
I mean,
not
then
like
you
an
can give it.
IMDb
It's
scale.
it's based. I have no idea what you just said.
It's not like an IMDb scale where like it would be an 8, 9, 7. It's just whether you liked it or didn't.
Well, it's still on the 100-point scale.
Well, yeah, because I think it averages out what people say. So like if one person out of 13 like didn't like it, it would do the percent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
but,
can't
I mean,
do math, so I'm not gonna even get into that. But
I feel like if the press has it at 100%, man, then I feel like the fans are gonna eat it up.
well, is it the press or critics?
Well, it's. Hold on, I have it up right here.
I mean, usually the press and the critics, as far as I'm concerned, almost go.
Yeah,
Hand in hand.
critic reviews for Deadpool. All 22 of them have gave it a positive review.
So I was talking to somebody about this earlier today. How do you guys feel about the whole Leonardo DiCaprio Oscar thing?
Oh God. I think he's already deserved one. I'm
For
not
what?
sure.
For what?
I don't know. He is a fantastic actor,
He's
and you
been
can't.
nominated like 3 times, and like they were like okay movies, but it wasn't like.
Did you guys see Revenant yet?
I
Yeah,
haven't.
I did.
I personally wasn't like the biggest fan of it. Like, but that's
It was
just
really
me.
slow, but it looked great. The tracking shots were really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cinematography out here was fucking incredible.
Just like you kind of know going into it that like, okay, this is gonna happen. It's all about the ride that he takes to get there, but like it's kind of just like, here's how you survive, and that's it.
I heard if it was anyone's year, this like I've heard if it's gonna be his year, it's this year is what I heard. But
Yeah.
who else?
No.
Who else? Let me look up who else. I want to see real quick.
How do you
before
guys feel about the Will Smith not attending debacle?
What's he
That
not
might be
attending?
controversial. He's not attending the Oscars because a lot of people are angry because no African American actors or actresses were nominated.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can like agree or disagree with that.
Yeah.
Only because like I'm not the largest movie person, but maybe it just wasn't their year. I don't know if it's necessarily
the
a
thing that bothered
discrimination
me
thing.
is Straight Outta Compton's gonna get the effing Oscar win for Best Picture. Like, you're out of your mind. And Will Smith, I don't know if you guys saw Concussion. He was like good in it, but I've seen the other nominated movies, and like Leonardo DiCaprio was amazing in that.
I mean, to be fair, Straight Outta Compton was fucking fantastic.
Was it an Oscar movie though? Like,
I mean, it maybe not win, but a nomination would be cool.
do you know? Like, have you seen the other Best Picture movies?
What are they?
I'm
I think
looking them
The
up.
Martians one.
That
The
was a good
Revenant.
movie.
All right, so it's The Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn. Mad Max is gonna fucking win.
You think?
Yeah, that's a really good movie.
The Martian,
I
The
hope
Revenant,
so.
Room, and Spotlight.
Like, if you saw those movies and then you watched Straight Outta Compton, you'd be like, okay, I agree. Because Straight
But-
Outta Compton was, like, good, but it wasn't, like...
It told a great story, man. Like it did it so well. It did it so well.
You guys need to see The Big Short, by the way.
I heard The Big Short was probably the best film of last year, so I need to make it a
Yeah.
point to watch it.
Did you see Mad Max?
I did see Mad Max.
They were really good in different ways, I guess. But I
Right.
hope Mad Max wins because I feel like sci-fi, and I might be really dumb saying this because I'm sure Space Odyssey won and other stuff, but I feel like it gets snubbed a lot. Or like those kind of movies because people don't take them seriously.
I agree. Like the fact that big over the top fucking just great action movie is nominated for Best Picture and it has a super high chance of winning is fucking awesome.
But it was metaphorical in a lot of ways. And there was like more to it than just the surface. It wasn't just like a
absolutely.
Mission Impossible movie where it's all action.
It had those subliminal, messages hidden in there.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like the cinematography and just like the entire artistry of Mad Max, but I don't know if it's like it was really good, and I'm not gonna discredit it, but I don't know if it could take Best Picture.
So the guy who did the cinematography for The Revenant, I think, is one of my favorites. Have you guys seen Children of Men?
Yes.
No.
There's one of the best tracking shots I've ever seen in my entire life in that movie. But then when I watched The Revenant, I knew it was like him.
That's him. That's the guy.
Yeah, the entire beginning, like there's a fight scene. It's all one shot, and when you get halfway through those, sometimes it takes your breath away because it's so. I could never think of a way to do that.
I hate to burst your bubble, but I think The Hateful Eight is gonna win.
I haven't seen like any of these movies. I need to see more movies.
I love The Hateful Eight. It was really good. The Hateful Eight was like very Tarantino-esque. It was like a mix of Reservoir Dogs and like Django Unchained, kind of, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but yeah, Hateful Eight, the cinematography in that movie, like the opening shot and everything, when they're just the
Carriage.
the carriage is coming down and like all the snow and everything, and then the 70mm, man, it was beautiful.
Come out all slow like molasses.
Oh man,
You remember that.
I don't know why that's not nominated, man, for Best Picture. That movie was so good.
Tarantino gets snubbed all the time. Like Pulp Fiction lost to Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump sucked.
What?
Oh,
Forrest
uh-oh.
Gump's trash.
Okay.
Opening up a can of worms here.
Get
Like,
that shit out of here.
That was like my favorite movie for years. I watched it later on and I was like, Jenny was so misunderstood. Oh my God, the mom just had sex with the principal. Like, all
Zack
these
just
things I
crushed
didn't
Maddie's
know.
dreams.
I know. I'm sad.
I don't know.
That's like a timepiece though. And what they did, I don't know if you knew, but like all of the CGI, or I don't even know if it was CGI, but when they put him into the scenes with the presidents and stuff, no one had really done that, I don't think. And that's really cool to watch.
I don't know.
He meets John Lennon. I don't know if you remember that. It's just funny.
All right, guys, we're at a minute 5, so I think we should call it there.
All right, we'll end it
Until
on
next
Forrest Gump
week.
sucks.
Go Broncos. Don't care that they beat the Patriots.
Cam's gonna win.
Happy
Cam Newton's
commercial day.
Oh
Happy
yeah.
commercial. Or the Puppy Bowl.
The puppy bowl.
Let's
Yep.
go. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye,
Goodbye.
everyone.
Bye.
Take it easy, everyone.